Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome to Planet Zoo, or should I say Planet Farm, because we're going to be taking a look at the Barnyard pack. We're going to do a little mini-series here, maybe just sort of 3 or 4 exhibits, I think, in a little sort of family farm. My little boy is coming up 7 now, and we love these places. We come to them all the time. We did in the UK, and we do here in Canada as well. There's quite a few of them around, and as soon as I saw the Barnyard pack, I was like, oh yeah, I want to try this out. Hit and miss with Planet Zoo over the last couple of years or so. I'll be honest with you, the Planet games obviously made this channel, really, and I have an incredible soft spot for them. It's not like riding a bike, though. If you take a bit of time away from them, you completely forget how they work. And I'll be honest with you, it's one of the reasons why there hasn't been so much content on the channel for a while, because after taking a break to deal with real life stuff, came back and was like, oh man, I forgot how to play this game. I forgot how to build things. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm not going to do this anymore. So this video was meant to be coming out for the launch of the Barnyard pack. Frontier, despite me not covering the game so much recent times, Frontier have still been in contact with me and still been providing me keys for the game and just sort of letting me know what's going on in the world of Planet Zoo. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful, and I appreciate the support from them. But yeah, I sat down, and this video has taken the best part of a month or two to put together. But every now and again, I've just had a little sort of splash of inspiration, just an idea of trying to do something. I've come in and had an hour or two on it here and there, and eventually I thought to myself, do you know what, let's get this done, let's get it out, let's see what people think, let's see if people can suggest some builds or styles themselves to help sort of bring this together. So I'm hoping that you all, for some reason or another, have to go to these family farms. I say have to, they're usually quite fun, but it's definitely the sort of thing you do if you have kids. They usually have a few different farmyard animals, and then play centers and trampoline pads and a few, like a corn shooter is very popular here, or you throw half a chunk of corn on the cob, or a slightly moldy apple into a big pneumatic piston thing and shoot it off to hit an old Ford Escort or something. I don't know. It seems really specific, but everyone I've been to has had one. And corn mazes, all that kind of thing. In the UK, we have these. They're usually based around a little dairy farm or something. Here in North America, they're often based around cornfields. And their big sort of summer attraction is once they take the corn down, they make a corn maze out of it or what have you. And yeah, we bring Xander to these places a few times a year. They usually do a really good sort of Easter visit where you can go and find Easter eggs. They do they usually do one for Christmas with a Santa Claus and a Halloween one as well. Usually quite fun, doing a little trick or treating, and they have spooky decorations up. And you go a little bit later at night and you go and pick your pumpkin and what have you. So that's kind of the vibe I'm going for here. I feel like that's kind of the vibe they were going for with this pack as well, the Barnyard pack. There are cows, chickens, pigs, a llama, I think, is one. I'm not too sure really, because the first thing I wanted to do was build the old big red barn. All of the ones in North America here pretty much have one of these. A lot of them, it's not actually a sort of used barn. It's really there because you expect there to be a big red barn with the white trim. Some of them even have like the play centers in them. The one nearest to us, they do that actually. It's filled with hay, and they have like a little zip line in it, and you can zip line off into the big pile of hay, and Xander has a blast in it. So here, though, we're going to be using it as the indoor shelter for the cows. They're Highland cattle, which they look great. They have this really fantastic furry texture, really cute faces. I think if I could pick, honestly, I would prefer just like a dairy cow. I don't know what they're called now. The black and white cows. Is it Clydesdale? No, that's a horse, isn't it? I don't know. The black and white cow, the cow, what a cow is, that would have been a little bit more suitable for the kind of build that we're doing, or even just like a brown cow, I guess, because usually the animals here, they're working animals. They get dairy off the cows, they get eggs off the chickens, and then they usually sell that in the gift store. But the pack here comes with these Highland cows, and they're still, really cute. And as far as I can tell, they're relatively simple to look after, just like regular cows, I guess, for want of a better word. They're cattle. They're Highland cattle, but they're very cute. And even in the short time I spent with them whilst making this video, they had a baby, and the baby is adorable. So we'll see those a little bit later on. But here we're doing the insides, making a rough sort of show of what it looks like when they get sort of closed up at night. You can just see how to practice I am with Planet Zoo, because I didn't put any animals into this before making it, so the scale is not awful, but it's maybe all a little big. Apart from those metal sort of caged off areas, they're actually a little bit small, and I don't think the cows can actually get into them. So definitely can come back in here and have a little tweak of it after I get some feedback from you phone folks. So I'd like to know what else you want to see. Next episode, I'm definitely going to do chickens. There's a new walkthrough habitat in this update. It's not like the walkthrough habitat of the bats or the way where you can put a path down. For the walkthrough habitats of some of the original animals like lemurs. Now it's just a habitat that you can have a gate into it, and the guests sort of actually come off the path and move around the habitat for a while and then come back out again. I believe, anyway. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And I would like to do that with chickens and perhaps goats as well. I think that would be good, like a proper sort of petting zoo kind of vibe. Didn't want to do that with the cows, though. The cows, I don't know, can they be a little bit aggressive? You hear stories of people getting chased by cows and whatnot. So here we go. Then we put the farm barn in there, and then we start to do some fencing. And as always with this, I'm going to try and do something that's a little bit more serviceable, make this look a little bit realistic. I did want to use the wooden fencing, though, but I quite like the idea of having this metal fencing where it was not so much customer facing, and then they bring in this wooden fencing to keep it a little bit more sort of twee and farmyard aesthetic, where the customers are a bit more hands-on, but then it goes back to that more sort of serviceable metal. If you've been following Planet Zoo on this channel, it's been a while since we've really covered it, but this is the kind of style I try to go for. I emulate this sort of suggested realism is the term I always use for it. I'm not going to be saying that I'm getting all of this spot on, but I like to think I'm trying at least to make it all look a little bit like the real kind of thing you're looking for. So yeah, think of those family farms. The ones all around here are all berry farms, so they often blueberries or blackberries or what have you, and you can go and sort of pick your own and fill a punnet of berries up and what have you, and then they have all these other stuff as well. So if I can find the right pieces for it, I think there's art shapes in this in Planet Zoo. I rarely use them, but might try and do a sort of play area for the kids as well. It'll all just be for show, obviously, but that's obviously a big thing, and the trampoline bouncing area and all that sort of stuff. So definitely we'll look at maybe putting some of that in. If not, at least we'll definitely have like a picnic area, maybe a little stage where they might have some people coming on doing some live music, some country music or what have you. But at least to start off with, just wanted to get some cows down to be able to share this with you and sort of have some feedback. So this is definitely not going to be a long series. I want to keep this just to the barnyard animals, and most likely not even all of them, to be honest with you. Just kind of want to bring in a few of them here and box off a small little area to say that we've looked at it, because I'm very grateful for Frontier keeping me in the loop, and I do very much enjoy coming back to this, although over the last year or two I just have not had the time that a game like this requires, and just now I'm getting my sort of work-life balance back to a point where I can actually sit and make this kind of stuff happen again. So I appreciate you bearing with me while this sort of stuff has been away from the channel. And I hope you're enjoying the other content that is a little easier to produce, the more sort of classic Let's Play content of city builders or tycoons or management stuff like Manor Lords and the other things that we've been bringing to the channel recently. But I know that my bread and butter, and the reason why most of you here, are these sort of creative simulation games, and it's definitely something I'm going to be working on bringing back and getting back into the rhythm. Here I wanted to build a shelter that looked a little bit more modern, like it was more of a recent addition, but still a couple of planks missing here and there to sort of show that this place is just about making enough money to keep open. They all seem to just be about making enough money to keep open these places. So here we go. A few shots of they were a little bit sped up there. A few shots of the cows. And here's our baby. It's so adorable. He has a little potter about. He's very happy to come and get some water from the zookeeper. Kind of forgot how much of the stuff you have to have in place as well. The zookeepers and the vets and all that. I think we actually lost a couple of cows during the making of this video, I'm afraid, because I didn't have a vet in place. I've now gone back into the sandbox mode and turned a few of those options off. But there we go. We have our nice sort of red barn there. And oh look, absolutely invisible paths are now a thing. We don't have the little wooden logs every foot or two to suggest it's a path. You can now have it completely invisible, and it only appears as a highlight when you go into build mode. And it's amazing. It's exactly the sort of thing we need for somewhere like this, because they wouldn't have paths. They would just have dirt and what have you. Anyway, looking forward to chickens. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you have in the comments. Until the next one, be good.